I watched every OJ movie, all the OJ Simpson movies.
I'll just bust a few skulls.
Kinky.
Oh yeah, I like that. Oh.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Man, I don't even know what I just said.
I don't think I know where to begin this.
Hambone and Hillie. OJ plays Tucker.
Tucker.
Who is a trucker.
Tucker the trucker.
Tucker the trucker.
Tucker the trucker.
This is also Will Wheaton's first film.
Oh, little Will.
Little baby.
Little Will Wheaton.
Lillian Gish plays Hillie.
Ooh, Lillian Gish.
Who's Lillian Gish for our babies that are watching?
Very famous silent era actress.
What's the silent era?
When...
Which Taylor Swift album is that? It's Homeward Bound, but it's New York to LA. It's a long distance Homeward Bound. And
wow.
The dog, it cannot talk. We don't hear a voice. It can bark, and other dogs seem to bark back and forth and have conversations, and they seem to understand each other, but we just hear dogs barking.
That's so cheap.
I've also got some videos of Freya watching. OJ's in it for about 4 minutes, so let's talk about it for the next 30 minutes. You ready? This is a movie for like a grandma who's watching her 10-year-old grandson. I'm gonna rent a movie. So we'll put this on while we eat Werther's, you know, something like that.
Here, you hold the dog while I try my new scarf on.
Hey. Mommy, look at the dog.
Come on.
Bye, Grandma. Bye.
Good night, children. Good night, darlings. I hug and kiss you. Bye-bye.
It's such a fucking stressful movie. I don't know what they're doing. Hillie's a grandma. She lives in LA. She's visiting her family in New York City. The family's like, Grandma, you should move to New York. And she's like, I don't know, I like LA. She brought her dog with her because her husband's been dead a few years and Hambone is like her shadow.
The reincarnation of her husband.
So she's at the airport getting on her flight back to LA. The dog gets loose in the airport.
Uh-oh.
And the airlines treat this. They put more people on the case of chase down that dog than they would if you were to like, I'm pretty sure that guy just said he had a bomb in his backpack. There's like 100 employees that are chasing this dog. It's like, they would just be like, I don't know, the dog fucking ran, I don't know. It's way to go, lady. We see Hambone cross the Brooklyn Bridge.
Ooh, I've done that.
I have too.
Yeah.
Walks through like Times Square.
Done that.
We go by a restaurant, Kansas Fried Chicken.
Oh.
Is that a thing? Hambone runs into New York City rats. They seem to talk to each other, I think.
Oh, they his size?
He goes through like Central Park. He crosses the George Washington Bridge. He then gets the New Jersey Turnpike. And then he's picked up by a trucker named Tucker, played by OJ. OJ's like, I'm just a lovable trucker.
Don't you know you can get killed out here?
This will happen repeatedly. People will like pick up the dog and then just deliver to the dog like exposition about, so I'm a trucker and I've got 4 kids and my wife left me because I'm on the road all the time. I was like, oh, this is a fun family film.
I guess they deserve more than a man who's only home 35 days out of the year.
He reads the dog's tag, Hambone, and he lives in LA and the address. And you're like, oh, okay. So he and OJ are going to go on a cross-country trip together. Nope. OJ takes the collar off, throws it in the trash, and then takes the dog into like a diner. He's like, this is my dog. Look, my dog I have now. It's like, no attempt to return the dog. Stealing the dog.
Better get rid of this collar, boss. One thing I learned, you gotta bury the past.
He goes to a diner and is like, all right, Hambone, you stay right here outside the door. I'm going to get you a cheeseburger. So he just goes inside and he's like sitting down to eat a whole meal and I'll give me a cheeseburger for the dog for the road when I leave. It's like, you didn't tie him up, didn't bring him in, just like told the dog in English, this dog you've had for an hour, just sit here, I'll be right back with the burger.
Well, he saw the dog have full-on conversations with rats.
Sit tight and I'll bring you back a big, fat, juicy cheeseburger. Yay. That's my dog.
Cheese to go. Get that, Joe?
Which goes back to my #1 tip of dog training, which I've mentioned on the channel before. Dogs do not speak English. And people know that, but do you act like you really understand that fact? Anyway, the dog immediately just fucks off down the road. And then I don't even remember if we see OJ be like, where'd the dog go? Because he's out of the movie. Oh, his wife left him for who?
A used car salesman. A Hertz rental car.
You're getting closer there. football player.
Oh.
Wife left him for a football player. And there's shots of the dog like in the truck with him, and the dog is just like staring and listening very intently as he's delivering all his backstory. So let's just go ahead and do the kill, fuck, marry now.
I'm gonna kill this poor truck driver and put him out of his misery.
My wife
Also, who
left
steals
me.
dogs?
He steals a dog.
The best thing to do is to pay the hobo for the dog.
Right.
And then it's yours legally.
Oh, I got plenty more.
We'll wrap it up while I'm
going to wrap it up real fast. Cut to Pittsburgh. We have a Mexican standoff. Freya growled at a dog at this point. Now, he joins up with a black and white dog. And it's like, oh, it's a new crew, these two dogs.
a dog from a silent movie.
And suddenly we're in Chicago. Cut to Chicago from Pittsburgh. Every time Hambone barks, his wiener flexes. You know, like and sometimes he's facing the camera. This happens in Chicago.
Look at him, he loves it. Yeah.
So Hambone and Scrapper meet two little kids, which is Will Wheaton and some girl.
Absolutely superlative.
Honey, could you cool the verbiage?
Let's name him Scrapper. Okay. Yep, that's what we'll call him. That's a good name for him.
They immediately like, oh, this is my dog now. I'm going to name you Scrapper. And they take him inside. And Hambone,
Hey, I'm being a good baby.
Yeah, come here.
I'd be a good baby. You can adopt this Hambone.
You can adopt this Hambone.
Well, maybe by time of airing, they won't be able to. We'll have to see.
Okay, so Scrapper gets adopted by Will Wheaton. And he, Mom, can we keep him? And you're expecting the mom to be like, I don't know. If you look after him, you can keep him. No, Mom is like, I'm so fucking exhausted. These kids suck. And now we got this fucking dog. I'm barely exagerating.
The last thing we
I was
need
gonna
around
look
here
for him
is a
after
dog.
dinner. He likes me, I know it.
But they do keep him. I was like, this is like a millennial mom. I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit. While that's happening, Hambone is abducted.
Oh.
Scrapper, where are you going? Scrapper!
So don't feed them. They just cut them up at the lab anyway.
And there's all these dogs in cages, and it's like, oh, they're selling them to a lab. They abduct dogs and sell them to labs. But all of these dogs are like fancy breeds. It's like, these are not mutts on the street. It's like, dude, you should just resell these on Craigslist. You can make a lot of money. These are like fancy breeds. We have a very complicated, so Scrapper is with Will Wheaton and a little girl and is like, no, but I've got to go rescue Hambone, my buddy. But of course the dogs can't talk.
What's wrong? Come on, Scrapper. What's up, fella? He's just excited. Nothing's wrong.
Scrapper escapes and goes and finds this junkyard and then starts to let the dogs out.
One by one.
But then the bad guys come, beating Scrapper half to death.
Damn.
But then I think I'm doing this wrong because he finds it, but then goes home and is like, come on, Will Wheaton, come and help me do this. And the kids don't understand him because they don't speak dog barking. It's like 4 times. It feels like repeated. It's like, oh, they'll go here and then they go here. And then it's like, oh, but they don't understand. But then the dog escapes for a second time. And then it goes to that. And then the bad guys beat Scrapper half to death. Will Wheaton says, we gotta go find him. And the girl says, how?
How? We're gonna look for him, that's how.
That's how you find anything, really, is just by looking.
I guess you haven't learned your lesson yet, huh?
Stop it! Stop it!
What the hell are you? I told you to beat it. Now go on. Go home with your ball.
Bye,
Leave
Scrapper.
my dog alone.
I'll be back.
Buzz off.
So we get a crew of 5 kids on bikes, and they go and immediately somehow find this junkyard. And so it's 5 kids on bikes versus these 2 men that are willing to beat the shit out of and murder dogs.
Hey, what are you doing up there? Get off that fucking bastard.
Very fun. And then they, of course, win, and then cops show up and arrest them. So that's fun.
Hey, kids. You're a regular A-team.
Yeah! All right! Way to go, you guys! Good job!
So then Scrapper and Hambone bark at each other for 20 seconds. They understand each other perfectly, and Hambone's like, all right, see you later. I gotta keep heading west. So then we cut to Springfield, Illinois. There is a grandpa in a wheelchair. He finds Hambone. And then they're like, Grandpa, can we keep him? I was like, is this propaganda for like, what happens when my dog goes missing? It's fine. They're just on a fun adventure with OJ Simpson. Anyway, so Grandpa, he's just sitting by a fire because it's Christmas with his grandkids.
Oh, it's Christmas now.
Now it's Christmas. And he's like, okay, kids, I'm going to read from my Bible. And he starts reading from the Bible.
Just any random passage or the Christmas specific part?
I'll read from our Bible. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem,
they give Hambone a cross necklace.
This will protect you on your way.
Oh.
And then he leaves. Now we're past St. Louis because we're in the middle of nowhere. He and this other dog chase a rabbit into a road, a highway or something.
Uh-oh.
Other dog hit by car and killed.
Instantly.
This will protect you on your way.
But Hambone will not leave the side of this dog he just met because he's so loyal. He's so loyal. He's always abandoning all of his friends he makes. So he's just sitting there as like overnight. It's like, this dog is dead and covered in flies. And
oh, God.
It doesn't look like that, but that's what's happening. And he won't leave its side. So then a hitchhiker comes up. Oh, sorry, this must be your fly-covered friend. He mentions the flies.
Let's shelter your lovely lady away from these flies, huh?
Let's have a funeral. So this hitchhiker and Hambone put on a full Christian burial with a cross.
Well, yeah, he saw Hambone's Christian necklace and was like, oh, I'll give your friend a Christian burial. That's what you would want.
Cross.
May God make a place for you in his eternal kingdom.
I'll honor your customs.
This hitchhiker tells him his backstory about how he used to be a soldier and a professor, and now he's just kind of a wanderer. And then they go their separate ways.
Aren't you coming? Well, if you're ever in Denver, you look me up.
Then Hambone goes through a national park, has a run-in with a bear. A big white dog, new friend. So now he goes off with his white dog. They go to a cabin. It's the cabin of the sheriff of wherever the fuck we are near a national park. The sheriff has a pregnant wife. There's been a prison break. So the sheriff leaves to go to deal with this prison break, leaving Hambone and his dog with the pregnant wife.
Now, you fellas take good care of Nancy for me, okay?
She immediately goes into labor. And where do the prison break prisoners go?
The sheriff's house.
To take revenge on the sheriff?
Who put them all in prison.
Instead of just escaping. So we have a shootout situation where a woman in labor is being attacked by multiple prison escapees. So they're like fighting Hambone like outside, and one of them gets a pitchfork, goes to stab Hambone and misses and stabs his friend. That was fun.
Oh,
oh God, I'm dead.
So they get inside, pull a gun on the pregnant in labor lady. Hambone's like chewing on his leg. Oh no.
What the? Damn dog!
It's like, who is this for? This is the most stressful kids movie I've ever seen.
You know, you ought to give these two a special bone or something.
I was thinking more in terms of a nice, juicy T-bone.
Well, there's nothing too good for them, I'll tell you that.
And having finished this adventure, Hambone continues on.
And I want you to stay with us as long as you like.
Runs into a Mexican family farming sand in the middle of the desert. I don't know
sand farmers.
I don't know what they're doing. It looks like a farm, and they're just pushing sand around. He then goes to Vegas. We see the strip.
Ooh, does he gamble?
He befriends a dirt biker who immediately gets into a police chase. Hambone's hanging off the back of this dirt bike. They're doing jumps in a quarry now. I was like, we're just in Vegas. Now we're in a quarry. I'm just waiting for the biker to crash and crush Hambone, but no. They arrest him. Hambone just walks off. Hambone then crosses Death Valley on his own. All right. So now we've cut back to Hillie. the kids in New York will be like, Grandma, you should just live here. But every once in a while, we see her for 20 seconds. So now we start the ticking clock. They've convinced her to move to New York.
Aha.
So we cut to LA.
I saw this coming.
Her house everything's boxed up. So Hambone gets to LA and it's like, he's going to arrive at the house. Oh, they just pulled away in the moving truck. So now he has to chase after the moving truck, bark at it, and they're driving away. And
this is like the end of Toy Story.
It is. Any thoughts, Mr. J.O.? What's your
Of
J.O.
all the
ratings?
ones you've described, I think this is the one I want to watch the most now.
Bitchin'.
It's insane.
Because like I really like children's movies with high stakes. A movie themed for children, but just shows them that the world has no fucking pity.
Yeah.
I rated this one a 10. Because, yeah, children need to know that life has stakes.
You think it's better as a real film than a good bad film?
Yeah, because I don't want to watch this with people around. I really want to sit down and engross myself in the storytelling of
You don't want to miss any of the dog barking
No,
dialogue.
I don't want to miss any of the dog barking dialogue. And I gave it a 1 for Juices Loose because...
He's in it for 4 minutes.
He's in it for 4 minutes, and what should have happened was it should have been dubbed like Homeward Bound. OJ should have been one of the dog voices.
But he could have been a dog voice.
Could have been a dog voice. They really missed an opportunity there.
Make the voice OJ a fun, a likable voice.
Aren't you coming?
Like you've been smoking some grass or something. You know, a weed, you know, sniffing a little coke.
I'm headed north. Welcome to come along.
And hopefully you don't live in Seattle.
Well, if you're ever in Denver, you look me up.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Not no cat in the ghetto looking up to the white queen or a fag.
Look at him, he loves it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that, okay?
The Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad.
See, I love Police Squad. I've seen every episode multiple times.
Aren't there only like 6 episodes? All right, so this one, he is barely in it. It opened, I think the first scene is, well, the first scene after the like cold open where... Anyway, it essentially opens with OJ is undercover, is on a boat, and there's like a drug deal.
Police! Throw down your guns!
Anyway, he spends almost the whole movie in the hospital or in a coma.
Nordberg, me, Frank, your buddy.
By the way, I faked every orgasm.
OJ's character's wife in the film later played a juror in one of the OJ trial movie show things. Anyway, so he's barely in that one. Naked Gun 2.5. He's barely in it as well. I wrote at 28 minutes in that this is his second scene. So.
What? Hey, stop! Stop! He's real close now. Step on it.
And then he gets stuck on a bus to Detroit. So he disappears from the movie for like 30 minutes as he's on a bus to Detroit. Quote, my wife is a transsexual Satan worshiper.
Oh, well.
Presented without context. George Bush is in this one at the end. The end of the first one, an assassination attempt on Queen Elizabeth. at a baseball game.
Yeah, okay.
The shtick is always there's like a key important person, an assassination attempt, and Leslie Nielsen is like disguised as the umpire in the baseball game, or he's disguised as
like a foreign dignitary
Donahue at the Oscars in the third one. The second one, the plot is all about like evil oil companies, and it's like Spectre, but it spells out like
head of the Society of Petroleum Industry Leaders, better known as SPIL, Society for More Coal Energy, or Smoke, Mr. Donald Fenswick, National Press Club dinner this Tuesday evening. President of the Key Atomic Benefits Office of Mankind, kaboom.
Anyway, at the end, he's giving a speech in front of George Bush after they've just won, and he's talking about like America, and then the America I dream of.
I want a world where the Democrats will put somebody up there worth voting for.
All right, let's push through non-chronologically. We have 2 more films, and then Naked Gun 3, which is the final OJ film. Let's go ahead and do Naked Gun 3.
Oh my God, look! It's disgruntled postal workers!
Leslie Nielsen is retired in this one.
Yeah.
They pull him back, so he's undercover. The rest of the cops are barely in this one.
We shot a lot of people together. It's been great. But today I retire, so if I do any shooting now, it'll have to be within the confines of my own home.
We see a flashback where OJ has 70s hair.
Nice.
Fro. That's pretty good. Leslie Nielsen goes to prison undercover.
I was surrounded by pimps, rapists, and murderers. It was like being in the stands at a Los Angeles Raiders game.
There's a part where they reverse a car and run into OJ. And so like out the back window of the car, you see like OJ going, "Ah!" So we cut that in right about here.
Might be good to feel that cold, hard steel pressed against my thigh once again.
If there's anything that you need.
Like Dr. Kevorkian's home phone number.
You know what, Bert? Put it together.
The finale is at the Oscars, and there's a bomb in an envelope for Best Picture.
Yeah.
So he calls for backup, and there's a part where it's like, oh, right, the other cops, and like OJ and that other cop guy, where are they? They're just at the station. He calls, like, oh, I need backup. And they're like leaving the station real fast, and then it's like, and now tonight's lotto numbers, and they just rush back into the station and like listen to the lotto numbers. Anyway, so he's barely in it. Elliot Gould is in it as himself as a presenter at the Oscars. So the Capricorn One reuniting.
Mary Lou Retton, Fatal Affair. One woman's ordeal to overcome the death of her cat, set against the background of the Hindenburg disaster.
That was some speech.
I thought so.
Anna Nicole Smith is in it with her big fake boobies.
Big boobies.
We spent some time at a sperm bank.
Haven't we all?
Hold for laughter and applause.
So the Naked Gun's a solid film franchise. Ace across the board.
Even
fun
the
to
Juice.
watch at home. Fun to watch with your friends. Juice gets 3. That's 1 per film.
Okay.
Not a lot of juicing for the squeezing.
I think you could watch all 3 movies in 3.5 hours.
Throw in an airplane movie while you're at it. He's gonna do me like that dog in Hambone and Tuber.
Very settled. If you want to stir it, you stir. How'd we do that one, huh? They are making a new Naked Gun film.
Wait, Leslie Nielsen's dead.
He is dead. Who's playing that role? Leslie Nielsen is not dead. How dare you guys?
Oh, is it Fred Armisen?
No. When we watched Surf Ninjas, you accidentally called Leslie Nielsen this name.
Oh.
To the Fortress of Death? To the Fortress of Death. Is that right?
The Clutches of Liam Neeson.
Right. Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson
That's
is
not
starring in the new Naked Gun.
I don't see
That
that.
is happening.
I don't see that. Are they gonna make it like dark and gritty and serious, and that somehow makes it even funnier?
I mean, it would, wouldn't it?
Where he plays it like completely straight-faced the whole time.
Comedian is someone who says funny things. Comic is someone who says things funny. So I'm neither. I'm someone who says unfunny things. I say unfunny things in an unfunny way. And somehow it seems to end up funny.
How are you getting the drink in the coconut?
That's Aaron's problem. This is the big one right here. This is the big one. This is OJ's try.
Right.
It's called CIA codename : Alexa.
Alexa.
Alexa. 5 dots in this.
C.I.A.
He plays Detective Nick Murphy. So this, you think this is Lethal Weapon 2, because there's a like diplomatic community thing. Oh man. Bad.
Well, I love me some diplomatic community bullshit.
Vaguely European bad guy, diplomatic community. They never say diplomatic community, but it's implied. It's implied.
Diplomatic community. As a charitable member of the diplomatic community.
And he's the black cop who's older and is like, oh, I'm too old for this shit. She doesn't say, but he's like hungover and like drinking Alka-Seltzer and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, this is going to be the buddy cop, the real try at making OJ like a lead.
This was his vehicle.
Maybe I ought to drive. Just buckle up.
We open on a hostage situation. Immediately you're like, all right, whoever did the sound on this movie, their juice was a little loose. Because it's like sirens are going off, cars are screeching, and people are talking. I'm like, I can't fucking hear anything. They're like, oh, we got all these sirens to make this seem real. It's like, good Lord.
C.I.A., look, we don't need any feds around here. I got the situation completely under control.
Yeah, I can see you really have things under control here.
You gotta find that something rare.
I'm the bad guy. And they're like, can you let out a hostage? He's like, yeah, I'll let one out.
Okay, pig. I'll release him.
I love when a bad guy has like no respect for hostages and doesn't really understand what they're useful for.
And then some guy shows up, and his name is Mark Graver. CIA.
Oh,
he's like, this is my jurisdiction now, and they're like,
you're people in the grave.
You're in the CIA. Nothing is your jurisdiction.
Operate on American soil.
I'm going to do it now.
If you like, we can call the mayor right now to verify. It's your call.
All right, all right.
And he just goes in to like negotiate. The bad guy wants, what do you want?
Oh, I want a plane out of here.
Not plane.
And a helicopter?
Fully fueled helicopter.
Yeah, that's dumb. I also want a lifetime supply of Skittles.
He just stopped at helicopter.
Well, that was dumb.
The audio, the ADR is so bad. At times I'm like, is this like a dubbed foreign film? Like, if they're not in close up and you can actually see their lips, they're just like first take ADR. It's like, it doesn't look like anything's matching. And it doesn't sound like they're in the right room.
Diplomatic immunity prevents us from stepping in. Good evening, Stephen.
Tanya! Mommy!
Also, you know the police guitar solo? A very 90s thing. Oh, drunk cop. It's really sad. You know? Does that ring a bell? A lot of that. So anyway, Mark Graver is played by Lorenzo Lamas.
Oh.
It turns out this is a secret CIA facility or something. So the people, the terrorists, are trying to steal something, have a bunch of hostages. Feels like a Die Hard situation. They're trying to like steal a thing, but it's something's going on. But it's
smoke and mirrors.
It's very poorly staged because you have like, wait, there's a lot of bad guys and there's hostages, and then it'll just be like, this guy's shooting, cut to this guy's shooting. Goes to negotiate. He comes back out. He's like, yeah, he wants a helicopter. And they're like, yeah, well, we can't do that. He's like, yeah, I know. So he just gets on a motorcycle, police motorcycle, and just like drives through a window.
Second story?
And then just starts shooting people.
First story window?
First story. Or door, maybe. I don't know. Later, he jumps through a window.
Okay.
Because bad guys are looking for him, so he just jumps through a window behind them. You know, he's just a super CIA man.
They want a one-way ticket out of here, and I'm going to give it to them.
It's him versus the main bad guy that's left. And they just talk for like 5 minutes where they can't see each other. It's like, oh, he's behind a pillar or something.
Oh, that's real John Woo right there.
But they can't. How does he not find you? You're just talking.
One of the parts of CIA training is how to throw your voice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, ventriloquism is integral to being a spy.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bullshit! I ain't saying nothing. I know my rights. I want a lawyer.
Anyway, so they kill all the bad guys, right? So we cut to the funeral for the main bad guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was a sinner. He was a pimp. Right? Sold women up and down the street. Sold dope, marijuana. Sold even crack cocaine to little school children. He was a murderer, Lord. Shot people down like ducks on a pole.
He should go to heaven, though. But yeah, like, he was a murderer, and he was a pretty bad guy. But like, come on, Lord. You can let him in. Quote, he was a pimp. I put pimp in all caps.
He was a pimp.
And then terrorists attack this funeral. This is the third assassination terrorist attack at a funeral.
I keep telling y'all, 2 funerals are off limits. Wait for the wake.
This is the house of God.
Glad you believe in God, Padre. Because now you're gonna meet him.
No!
They're all dressed in a terrorist uniform, which is all black everything and like submachine guns.
I thought you were going to say turbans.
Turbans. No, they're white people terrorists.
Oh, okay.
You know.
European terrorists.
Yeah, they just dress in all black because they need to have like a uniform.
Commie terrorists.
So this could be like a mystery of like, why are they attacking a funeral? And then they're going immediately to the body.
No, not here. Take him with us.
It's like, okay, so when they were stealing from the CIA building in the beginning, they got something, he swallowed it. Do you need to stir your drink anymore? That's an interesting way of stirring.
That's how I stir my wife.
Yikes! Anyway, so it could be a mystery of like, oh man, they're going to like get something out of the body. Except we know from the very beginning because we saw them stealing a microchip. This is all about a microchip.
So it's very tiny.
So we knew it was a microchip. What are they doing with the body? It's like, oh, they're trying to get the microchip. We all know what's happening.
I feel like finding a microchip in a body is quite a task.
It is because they fail. Because cops show up because they've been shooting people at this funeral. They shoot the priest, I think. The guy giving a eulogy, murder him. A good Samaritan pulls a gun, immediately gets wasted. I don't think he even gets a shot off.
Good guys with the gun. They're always going to help.
Right. So then the cops are on their way. We don't have time, so we have to steal the body. So they're going to heist the body and take it out of there. But then cops are showing up too quickly, so they just abandon the body and are just running.
Oh.
And of this terrorist gang, a bunch of them get killed. 2 are on the run. One's a lady, and one's a dude, I guess.
A hot lady.
Hot lady, yes.
Yeah,
and
always.
You wasn't supposed to be there to kill him. Just because you're my brother's bitch don't mean shit to me.
So we cut to the like guerrilla shots they took of just driving around LA where she's just jogging, like holding her submachine gun. And it's like, there's no one around. Like, all you have to do is change your shirt and not carry the gun. They're not going to know who you are. But no, you're just running around with my machine gun. Like, they won't catch me in their cars. One of the dudes, he's running, lots of running and cops chasing. At this point, we meet OJ. He's passed out, hungover in his car.
Another rough night, detective?
Your classic, oh, wake up, buddy. You know, here's your Alka-Seltzer I brought you. He brings him donuts. So then they talk for 12 seconds. Like, okay, this is our buddy cop duo. They're gonna, okay. They get the call. Oh, there's a blah, blah, blah. So they drive off. OJ catches the girl.
So, Benedetti, this is how you get your kicks, huh? Kinky, kinky.
We cut to the police station. What's happening at the police station?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Interrogation. Good old-fashioned beat down.
Before that.
The booking process.
Before that.
Walking through the door.
Every police station scene's gotta have.
Murphy, the brass is breathing down my neck on this one, so I'm not happy. And if I'm not happy, your life is miserable. Now, Murphy.
Oh, yeah,
the very mad boss cop. God damn it, Murphy. His name's Murphy. Isn't that the RoboCop?
Yeah, Alex Murphy is the RoboCop.
Anyway, this lady has 3 passports, and the computer says she doesn't exist. Wouldn't the computer say she's 3 people? What do you mean?
Yeah, at least one of them should be on the computer.
Anyway, so she's some sort of CIA 3 passport spy lady. God damn it, Murphy. Who'd you arrest? I was like, the fucking terrorist. What do you mean, who did I arrest? Why is he in trouble?
Well, she was running through downtown LA with a submachine gun. I thought it...
So they have her behind a 2-way mirror that's clearly not a 2-way mirror. And she's just in her underwear.
What?
And we're like creeping on her. They're just like, are you sure it's a 2-way mirror? Because I'm staring a lot. It's like, all right.
You enjoying the show, Benedetti? I mean, can I get you some popcorn or something?
You sure she can't see us?
It's a 2-way mirror.
Alexa, her CIA code name. Alexa, turn on CIA code name Alexa film. Alexa, turn it on. Anyway, she's played by Kathleen Kinmont, who's known for her roles in Bride of Reanimator and Halloween 4.
Oh, I've seen Bride of Reanimator.
She gives me Melania Trump vibes.
Oh.
She takes a cop hostage in her underwear still.
Nope.
And then OJ's like, no. Take me hostage instead. So, all right. We'll
rub those titties up against me.
And then get the gun here. All right. Graver, Lorenzo Lamas, shows up and is like, okay, drop the gun. You're coming with me. And she does. And goes with him. But the cops are like, we busted this terrorist. What do you mean? He's like, my jurisdiction. So he takes her off to the CIA. And so our cops are like, what the fuck is this? He calls it
standard operative procedure.
Oh.
Not operating, but operative.
5 police officers down, dead. You got that 5 police officers, not to mention 2 fried terrorists, and you come waltzing in here with your standard operative procedure and your fancy suit. You think you're gonna take the best lead that I got out of here? It ain't no way in hell that's gonna happen, buddy.
Meanwhile, we cut to a party mansion.
Oh, right. Party mansion.
Yeah, exactly.
I shall use this crossbow to pierce my broken heart.
You should have seen how passionate he got when I showed him the dick flyer. You knew?
Here's your bad guys. Vaguely European, maybe have diplomatic immunity.
Welcome to our humble embassy. In our native country, victory is the ultimate achievement.
They have a kickboxing fight to the death that they watch.
Ooh.
But these dudes are wearing like legit like red, white, and blue trousers from like a normal fight. It looks like a legit fight. They just got real fighters and like, yeah, bring your real gear. And they're like, all right, just fight in the grass in this mansion.
But also to the death.
Wouldn't kickboxing to the death be like dudes with like legit gear, not the like red, white, and blue trunks from Rocky 4? They hang out by a pool. Basically, the filmmakers had access to a mansion with a pool. So about every 7th scene is going to be next to a pool. The big Brad has a little brother, and he's the one who screwed up the funeral heist. So his brother's mad at him, and Big Bad Bro says, tongue or eyes? Tongue or eye? Tongue or eye?
I think the cops got her.
You incompetent fool!
So he picks eye.
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
So when we see him later, he's got an eye patch. And then the Big Bad is like, good thing I have like 5 brothers. At one point, I wrote beep, beep. In all caps. There's a lot of beeping. I don't remember what. It was beeping. We cut to the CIA's LA office, which is a basement in a basement. They filmed this in a series of parking garages. He puts his hand on like a copy machine and they're like, beep, beep, enter. He'll walk by, dude's just like doing target practice. There's a bunch of satellite dishes. Remember, we're 40 stories underground and it's like, are they farming? It looks like they're farming satellite. They're growing them. And then they just go to like a restaurant. It looks like a nice restaurant. We're like 40 stories underground. Like, what's happening?
That's where spies meet to get trained how to eat their nice meals.
It's like they're doing a training thing there.
Yeah.
Then we have a gratuitous slow-mo shower. Alexa's just by herself taking a shower in slow-mo.
Man, that was such a 90s thing.
Graver takes Alexa and explains her resume to her. You were born in Yugoslavia. You were trained for this. You did this assassination. You did this coup here. You did this coup there.
That's the ultimate mansplaining.
Do you remember that? You remember when you did this coup?
Led Cambodian revolt, 1989. Remember that? Terrorist bombing Philippines. Diplomatic immunity prevents us from stepping in. Good evening, Stephen. We're right here.
I want to find out what Lady Terminator wanted with that body. Oh, come on, partner. They're dead. They're naked, and some of them are female. Kinky, kinky.
So OJ and the partner are like, well, what was the deal with the funeral? Why did they attack? They must have been trying to get something out of the body.
You mean you haven't done the autopsy yet?
What? You know you guys have a lot of nerve.
I haven't done the autopsy yet. Get off my ass. I've got like 1,000 bodies. Because I guess there's a bajillion murders and all that.
Yeah, crime was high in the 80s, man. Former football players were killing people left and right.
I know.
Loose juice, as they call it.
A bunch of henchmen show up to try to heist the body again. Just like, hey, couldn't you have just let them bury the body and then like steal the corpse out of the grave?
Yeah, it would
have been a little easier than all this.
They're henchmen. They don't have patience.
Fair.
I'm waiting.
Oh, and they're horribly unsubtle henchmen. They'll just be walking around this like hospital or the morgue or whatever, and somebody be like, oh, visiting hours are over, and they'll shoot him. It's like, he couldn't have just been like, oh, thanks. So anyway, OJ and his partner are there while they show up. So we're having shootouts in a hospital, morgue, whatever. Bad guys murdered the medical examiner. That lady, she's gone immediately. OJ gets in a fight with a bad guy, doing some punches, and I wrote 27 cuts by the editor to show 8 punches.
I hate that.
I made up those numbers. OJ wins the fight by taking the defibrillator to the dude's head.
Ooh,
that's pretty good.
Frying his brain.
I was hoping his head would explode.
Or at least get some brain like leaking out the ears.
Ooh, that could be good. So then we cut to his partner who's chasing a bad guy. There's a giant room of 70 bodies under white sheets. And he's looking for the bad guy.
And they're all just like kept out in the room temperature?
Yeah, I guess. Shoots in the back, so he's dead. So there goes your buddy cop. So they get the body, they get away. We cut back to Alexa. She's being held in the CIA place.
Good morning, Alexa.
They have her daughter. They're using her daughter as leverage. Who's on the other side from her cell that's pretty nice and has a shower, you know. Through a two-way mirror that's clearly not a two-way mirror is her daughter, who's just being like played with by some grandpa. And it's like, you better do what we say or something.
That's a real rapey grandpa right there. Right. We got
Herbert. Graver, he also has a boss who's always mad at him.
Yeah.
So we got 2 of these. This is a blonde lady, CIA boss.
You gotta find that something rare. Whatever it takes. I don't care if you have to beat her, drug her, or sleep with her. Just do it.
Always calling him a loose cannon, you know, your classic police lieutenant. And she's like watching him on CCTV because he's being nice to Alexa, and she'll be like, you're being too fucking nice to her. We cut back to the party mansion where now they have the body. Where do they take the body?
They put it up in a chair and pretend to feed it food.
Okay, they could do that. They gotta cut it open, get the microchip. Where are they doing this?
On the like kitchen table.
Next to the pool. Right next to the pool, of course. So there's a part where the big bad is like, where's the microchip? And there's 3 like technician henchmen. They're like, we can't find it. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. It's literally like that stupid.
Well, is there a problem?
Sure, it just doesn't seem to be here.
What the fuck are you talking about? It better be there.
Got it.
So they hand it to him, and it is the fucking tiniest. It's like a quarter of a grain of rice is how big it is. And so he's holding it next to the pool. He's like, this is the most important thing in the history of the world. They never explain why, but they're like, because it's such a great microchip, it makes all of their weapons obsolete. It's like, how? What do they do with it?
That's the same kind of pattern recognition used in stealth bomber and SDI technology.
The rest of the world will finally take me seriously.
But it's just to make all the other governments of the world will be held hostage. He goes to Alexa, and she says to him,
Well, then I suppose this is the part where you offer me $1 million and complete immunity from prosecution. If I cooperate.
You just took the dialogue you were going to say, that's a cliche, and made her say it sarcastically. Is that really making the writing better? By the way, this was written by a guy who wrote for Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Deep Space Nine.
What's his name?
I don't have it written here.
Well, that's important information, Jeff.
Is it?
I'd pay you to watch these movies and give me the information.
I should have had this all in manila folders.
To these reviews.
So we cut to a training montage.
Oh, because she didn't already get CIA training?
She's already done 47 assassinations and is the super... But no, we have to watch her in their parking garage. Samurai sword training. Oh, yeah. We got a lot of good stuff. We cut to OJ getting yelled at his boss because his partner died.
And as far as I'm concerned, you are responsible for Benedetti's death.
That's your fault, OJ? Good lord.
You better come up with something. I can't give a shit what you think. You better get the fuck out of my face.
Got enough you're a loose cannon.
Did he even get like any bereavement time off? Just straight into the office to get yelled at?
Graver lets Alexa spend time with her captive daughter. And so the CIA lieutenant lady is like, you're being too nice. Send her off to the desert. So they send her off to some desert site instead of letting her spend time with her daughter. So here's OJ's plan, all right? He's now got to get to the bottom of this. They've taken this lady. She's in the CIA headquarters. I'm going to go in there. How do you get in?
You pretend to be a mechanic.
You do your classic OJ fake security guard, fake mechanic, fake firefighter.
Yep.
Could be. You could maybe do some sneaking around on a day for night.
Or you just do some old-fashioned rushing. Get some extra rushing yards post-career.
65 toss power trap.
There we go. You call the audible.
65 toss power trap. So he takes his car and he drives at the CIA where they have tons of guards with like M16s. But instead of driving through them, it's like a circle drive. I think he does like a lap and a half of a circle. It's like he's going to drive at
Just
them.
absorbing all their bullets first. Aha!
And then they arrest him. I was like, that was his plan. I was like, you should just be dead if you did that. What a fucking plan. So they take him to CIA jail underground.
Right.
Oh yeah? So what are you gonna do? Kill me?
That can be arranged.
We cut to Alexa doing the steal the microchip mission, which she does by herself in a montage. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. She doesn't trank dart, she crossbows all the henchmen silently. In like 4 seconds, we see like 5 henchmen get crossbowed. Basically,
That's the sound
they
of
all
the
fall.
crossbow.
They all fall in the pool. I think. I'm sure one of them did. Right.
I shall use this crossbow to pierce my broken heart.
You're interfering in a very delicate operation. Now, we've spent a lot of time and money setting this up.
So the CIA can just make people do this? Why do they need her for this?
Yeah.
Because it was like she was part of that crew because she was on one of their missions. So you'd think like her infiltrating would be like, because they know her. No, she just busts in, kills them, steals the microchip, leaves. All right. So then Graver, I believe, is telling OJ, who's in jail, CIA jail, about what's going on. And OJ like sums up the whole plot of the movie in about 40 seconds.
Man, I don't even know what I just said.
And then you'll use her to get the thing. And he's like, yeah.
So you're saying he can sum up a movie in 40 seconds?
But it takes me a lot longer.
It takes you a hell of a longer.
Honey, could you cool the verbiage?
I've got the wrong
You did. You need
movie
OJ.
watcher.
You
I
should've
do.
got OJ for this. The bad guys then start talking about how she stole the chip.
We traced the license plate number.
And I was like, is this a fake chip they let her take?
And she used a car with a real license plate.
She used Graver's car. They're like, it's registered to a Mark Graver who works for the sanitation department, but it's like a Porsche. And they're like, oh, CIA trick, huh? I was like, they don't have fake names? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, Graver and Alexa have hot sex. We see butt cracks, I wrote down.
Ooh, I love some crack.
The blonde CIA boss lady is very mad. We get a bunch of technobabble, followed by someone saying, in English.
Its genetic engineering enables it to process and encode binary pulses generated by any interfacing source, rendering all existing weapon systems obsolete.
Uh-huh. You want to run that by me in English?
The CIA got the chip back. You think the film's over. You're ready to score it. It is not over.
I'm scoring it now.
Because, so the bad guys, they've lost the chip, right? So what do?
Make a new one.
They can't make one. They had to steal it to begin with. What do you do in every third act? Come on.
What is it now?
Steal it back.
You kidnap somebody important.
Oh, the daughter of the
kidnap
person.
the daughter.
For leverage.
So now Alexa has to go save her daughter. Graver decides to go rogue, take the chip to go to this swap to get daughter for chip, but then he'll probably try to kill the bad guy and get the chip back, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, OJ, you and me are a lot alike, so I'm going to take you. So he then takes OJ out of CIA jail to the armory, and then we get to see OJ train with a new super cool future gun.
Ooh, like a bullpup.
I need some backup. You interested?
You bet your ass.
Got something to show you.
Makes a weird noise, I don't know, but it's just a gun, and it's not important at all. So OJ and Lorenzo Lamas and Melania Trump go to LAX where the swap's going to happen. Chip for girl.
What the hell is happening?
Of course, we start out in LAX and then we end up in these
in a quarry somewhere.
Basically, we end up underground in these tunnels where there's like pipes. They're like, these are aviation fuel pipes. We end up in a fucking parking garage, basically, with some tunnels in a parking garage.
Put the gun down and I put a bullet in her head. Let it go, you son of a bitch. Put it down! Let it go.
Oh no.
I know.
God, he can't make it through a single fucking movie, can he?
The big bad confesses his love for Alexa, just like Blofeld. Come with me with the daughter. We got the chip. We'll go like run the world. But she's seen Lorenzo Lamas' butt crack, so she's not down for that plan.
Yeah.
Not dead OJ.
Oh.
Laying there.
Come with me, Alexa. I love you so much.
And jet fuel is conductive?
Sure. I don't know. I guess. Maybe. So he is electrocuted and catches fire simultaneously.
Ooh.
And then Alexa shoots him with the future gun all at the same time. He's like, I love you. And she's like, I'm going to shoot you while you're being electrocuted on fire. And then they leave and we do a freeze frame.
Ooh, a freeze frame?
And it's a terrible freeze frame. It's like, if you were to watch like a minute of the footage they have, where did we put this freeze frame? You wouldn't have picked that. It's like, so
funny.
that is the Too Many Things, Lethal Weapon, plus kind of Born. I don't know.
Now, you two make a great team. I got big plans for you.
It's over.
Kill, fuck, marry.
He sounds like a kill.
You kill this OJ?
Yeah, I kill this OJ.
He works with the CIA. He electrocutes bad guys.
Yeah,
He's
not
a bad
into this
cop.
OJ.
He's a bad cop.
He's a bad cop. Okay, I got a 8, a 3. No, wait, this is sideways. Oh, yeah. This one had boobies and butt crack. So that's the rating system. If you get boobies, you
just hold it sideways so the numbers are numbers?
No, they're numbers, and
I'll rotate it in post.
And they also tell you, like, oh, this movie has boobies and butt crack, so.
What's this 3 shit?
Well, then my 7. What about the 7?
From
For Juice's Juice. He's main character.
This was his... you thought he'd be a main character. He ends up sitting in CIA jail a lot of the second half of the film. He
The
gets to
closest
come
he
through
ever
at
got.
the end. You couldn't have let him have a buddy cop. They gotta kill his buddy. It's like, no, you needed to have him and Lorenzo Lamas team up at the beginning.
He just gets, like, obviously overshadowed by the other better actor, probably. And it sounds like they were trying to rip off John Woo films. That whole, the good guy and the bad guy having a shootout and talking to each other over long distances without knowing
Where are you? I don't know. Where are you?
That's straight from, like, Face Off and other John Woo movies. I love that trick.
Where is he? I can't see him. He had rickets, OJ Simpson.
Oh.
As a child, he had rickets. He participated in a bowl game. You know, bowl games all have done, like, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl.
One is sponsored by sugar.
The Sugar Bowl.
Just all sugar.
Anyway, he participated in what bowl game? Give me a...
Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
Nope. It was a fruit. Is it a fruit? Pick a fruit.
Kiwi?
He was in the prune bowl.
Oh,
He's in the prune bowl.
That's a processed fruit.
All right, we have one film remaining. You thought you were done?
Yeah, that's why I put so much effort into drawing these boobies.
It's called No Place to Hide.
Those are Melania Trump's boobies I drew because we've all seen them.
It's a canon film.
Ooh.
What's this one about?
Right away. Terrible audio.
I don't think I know where to begin this.
We open on a girl running scared, young lady. Then she's backstage at a ballet. She gets stabbed a lot.
Ooh.
Very graphically. And it's like carving. And we see it. This is like some stripes we put on her boobies.
Who owns you?
You own me.
On the ballet stage, like, oh, I got stabbed a lot. We cut to Drew Barrymore, pretending to be 14, though she's 17. She dresses like Blossom.
Yeah, everyone dressed like Blossom back then.
They make a thing out of how crazily she's dressed, how it's Blossom. She does voiceover throughout the whole movie about like,
And loyal to the job. That's what the police call being a cop. The job.
It is a job. What the fuck? You want to know something really weird? There's no defensive wounds.
She just wanted to be stabbed.
Right. Like, oh, what's going on
Just stab me, bro.
Almost like it's some kind of cult thing or something. There's a lot of hinting. This is like Cobra, where they're like, I don't know, it's a cult. A lot of people. They murder people for some reason, and then we like never learn anything about the cult. So Chris Christopherson is our main character.
Oh.
You know old KK?
Yeah, I love Chris Christopherson.
He's a hard-nosed cop with a dead family.
Yep.
And it should have been Nick Nolte. They wanted Nick Nolte.
This also sounds like a Lethal Weapon.
He doesn't have a buddy cop. Martin Landau is the boss cop. And immediately like, well, he's the bad guy. And he is. It's big. So shocking when it happens later.
You're either a fool or a fuck-up. I don't know which.
Chris Christopherson goes to the house of the dead ballerina.
Look, if you want my money, I'll just drop my bag and go.
Take one step forward and turn around.
Finds Drew Barrymore, because she's the little sister of the dead ballerina. And she says to him,
What are you doing here?
I live here.
Which room's your bedroom?
Man, is this going to be like a rape or something?
She doesn't know he's a cop. He's just some guy in her house.
He just shows up and she's like, well, this is a...
He tells her, quote, you look like a 30-year-old hooker to a 14-year-old girl. He's making fun of her clothes, which is like Blossom clothes aren't like that slutty. They're just like flare and weird.
Yeah, hat with the big old
30-year-old hooker.
Big old flower on it.
What?
14. You look like a 30-year-old hooker. You're just a little smartass, aren't you?
But to tell you the truth, I was kind of glad he was there keeping that guy with the knife away from me and everything. It felt good having him protecting me.
You look like a 30-year-old hooker.
We have a flashback where we see that his wife and child were killed by a drunk driver, and a bunch of other cops are restraining him, and he's like screaming into the camera, and that's really hilarious. Drew Barrymore goes on the run because she doesn't want to go to foster home, and creepy people are trying to kill her, and so she calls Chris Christopherson.
Because he gave her his number?
His card. You look like a hooker. Anyway, here's my card. If you need help, I'll help you. And she doesn't know anyone else in the world, apparently, because she calls him. He says to her at this point, don't you have any normal clothes? And calls her a prostitute again.
Don't you have any normal clothes?
These are normal clothes.
For a prostitute.
Anyway, they attack Drew Barrymore. She survives a big car crash. I was like, oh, shit. At this point, I was like, God damn, there's a fucking million LAPD cars I've seen so far in the last 4 days watching these movies. It must have been weird for OJ to be like, there's a lot of LAPD cars around. Like, oh, wait, am I in a film? Oh, this is real life. Okay. At 37:10, a man answers a phone that didn't ring. I think. This is what I wrote down. I'm going to have to go back and watch. He's just sitting there at a desk. And, yeah? I don't think it rang.
Oh, maybe he had one of those ones with the light.
It could be a light. It could be the rape hotline on that red phone we had in the Klansman.
It's the history of the club. I'm not much of a joiner. Read it anyway. Take it with you. Yeah.
He's got to save Drew Barrymore, so he just takes her to his house. You just stay here. Don't drink any of my whiskey or whatever. I'm going to go investigate.
Someone just sent 3 professionals to kill you. Do you understand that?
Am I supposed to eat while you're talking about me dying? That's real brainy.
What size are you? I'll go get you something normal to wear.
You're gonna go buy me clothes?
Why do you always have to say something? What the hell size are you?
3. I'm a size 3.
What's this 3 shit?
What are you so angry about all the time?
I'm not angry. One minute he was helping me, and the next minute he was being a total creep.
When I'm being shitty, you don't say anything. And when I'm not doing anything, you're yelling at me. You don't make any sense, you know that? You're just a freaking retarded cock.
So he sends his friend over to watch her. His friend is...
a rapist.
He was a pimp.
Oh, OJ Simpson.
OJ Simpson as the friend.
So a murderer.
His name is Allie Wheeler, and he is in a wheelchair. So he's Tucker the trucker. He's Wheeler the wheeler.
How do you do, young lady? I'm sure we're gonna have a real fine time together, right?
Chris Christopherson goes to the morgue, and they are showing him a 3D model of the tit wounds. And then overlaying this cult symbol that they drew on there. Like, oh yeah, I've seen like 3 of these. This cult symbol. They get carved in people all the time. All right.
I'll put this on. Enhance it.
So there's a cult pyramid thing. It's a pyramid scheme.
You murder one person, and,
right?
And then
I'm upstream of that, so it's like I murdered 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Lululemon?
What the fuck are you talking about?
They make Blossom clothes.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I slept with you? Just once? Do you think that would make you a little friendlier?
It's not in the way.
Thanks. I feel a whole lot better now. You know what you are, Garvey? You're ice.
Shouldn't be any trouble, Allie. Well, if there is some trouble, I'll just bust a few skulls.
Chris Christopherson wants to entertain Drew Barrymore. She's, we keep cutting to her like doing voiceover or writing in a journal. So it's like
being mopey.
Yes. He wants her to like have a good time, forget that her sister was just brutally murdered.
Brutally murdered.
And so he takes her to like a nightclub.
Takes her with these cokeheads.
Right. It's some guy who's, I don't know, supposed to be 21 maybe. You dance with this girl, I'll break your shoulder blades. I'll break your shoulder blades. And he's like, all right. So he dances with her. That's the scene.
Come here. Dance with her. What? I want her to have a good time, and you're going to show it to her. Dance with her. You dance with that kid, or I'm going to kick your ass up around your shoulder blades. Yes, sir.
We have scene 2 with OJ.
This is why I don't go out. I don't want to be forced to dance.
Here's 1, 2, 3. That's it. This way. 1, 2.
OJ points to a picture on the wall of a USC football player. I was like, that used to be me. But I got paralyzed from the waist down. This is a fun movie, right?
Can't feel anything from my waist down.
Does it hurt?
She makes the observation that his name is Wheeler and he's in a wheelchair. And he's like, I bet 1,000 people have thought that and no one's ever said that to me. I was like, is that a good thing? Are you saying she's brave? I don't know how I'm supposed to take that.
You got balls, kid.
Yeah, I guess it's a little weird. Hey, it's damn weird. I mean, Allie, the Wheeler.
Chris Christopherson's out investigating. What happens?
Another person gets murdered. Or the cultists come for the daughter or the sister because...
The cultist comes to his house while OJ's there to protect her, but he's in a wheelchair. So we have a wheelchaired OJ versus gunman situation. Grab, So he's doing a good job for fighting in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Now there's a part where he like charges at them, and it seems like he jumps out of the wheelchair. I was like, wait, is he paralyzed? Is this a fake? Because he like charges at him in the wheelchair, like leaps out of the wheelchair at him.
Well, maybe he pushes off.
I was like, yeah, maybe it's just a push. It's like his momentum.
Or maybe if he like is in the wheelchair and he hits something.
Right.
And it just like catapults him.
In real life, OJ's using his legs for this. So like it looks weird. A different henchman shoots him in the back, severs his spinal cord, I guess slightly higher this time. He then gets shot in the face and killed.
Oh.
So that's the end of OJ.
One of them severed his spinal column, and that's not even the one that stopped him.
Boss is mad. He's like, you were just holding her here? And he's like, well, no one knew she was here, except for my partner, this other lady cop. She definitely didn't tell anyone. Also Martin Landau. None of you are in the cult, right? They're both in the cult.
Oh, no.
Were you keeping the Hanley kid here? Fuck you. Don't walk out of here, Garvey!
Behind the painting by the table, there's a videotape that Pamela told me to hide. I know what's on it.
Somebody tried to kill the kid. Nobody knew where she was but you. Who did you tell?
Explanation for why we ballet dancers put up with all the shit we take. And she ate it up like a hungry child. Pamela took me someplace once. I was stoned real heavily, so I don't know where the hell it was. And I let them do anything they wanted to do to me sexually. That's how scared I was. I don't know anything else. All the shit we take. And she ate it up like a hungry child.
Kinky, kinky.
He's reunited with Drew Barrymore. And somebody tells him, like, go hold her. Like, she needs comforting. He's like, no. I'm like, go hold her. No. And then he hugs her.
Well, we have a room for her. It's being prepared right now. You know, I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't an emergency.
What?
Who's gonna take care of me?
Someone will take care of you.
Someone? Who's someone?
Hold her.
No.
Joe, hold her.
No!
Where are you going to find this cult? They're at a party mansion. They're at a, like...
With a pool?
It's winter at the party mansion. It's,
okay.
It's kind of a... It's an eyes half wide shut. It's not that sexy.
And I let them do anything they wanted to do to me sexually.
But it's like... They're probably doing, like, cannibalism in the other... They're
Enhance it.
8141.
It's mine. You're a good cop, Joseph. Don't do anything foolish.
So Martin Landau just is like, let me show you the truth the way I see it. So the big reveal is that the cult, they're Dexter, basically. They're just, oh, bad guy slipped through the cracks. Let's kill him. They're just doing extrajudicial killings.
And what did this other woman do to get killed?
That was an unfortunate mistake. I was like, what? And we never get to the bottom of why. And then it's like, well, why are you trying to kill Drew Barrymore this whole time? Like, what did she do? I was like, just to cover that track? I don't know.
Let me show you the truth the way I see it. And we have laws that let murderers go free.
Loose juice, as they call it.
Hold for laughter and applause.
Doctors, judges, senators, fellow officers, all decent, respectable people have gotten together and decided to do something, to act, because the system isn't working anymore. Why did you kill Pamela Hanley? That was an unfortunate mistake. Why are you after the kid? She was a loose end.
Scum, atheist, perverts.
Parade out. The drunk driver killed his wife and daughter. And they're like, here. And it's like, here, you get to kill him if you want. And you would think they'd be like, shoot him. No, they hand him a weird ceremonial large knife.
Nice.
It's like, he's not going to do that. So he immediately pulls his gun and starts shooting cult members, right?
Do you recognize him, Joseph? Kill him.
20 seconds later, it's just him and Martin Landau standing there, and they get to talk to each other some more.
We won't kill the girl if she means that much to you. I'll take care of her. We know where she is. Let me have her, Joseph. Let me own her.
Get out of here.
friend Drew Barrymore does some more voiceover about how he's like a great cop. And she learned a lot, and then she throws her journal in the fire. And that was what the voiceover was from?
Oh, okay. She's like, well, I read it out loud once. Now I don't need this anymore.
Yep.
That was Joe Garvey. I was never more wrong about anyone in my life. He wasn't mean. He was just lonely. Like I was. Like I am. I think he was the best cop that ever lived. He was tall, good-looking, dressed well. What else do you want?
You look like a 30-year-old hooker.
I'm gonna kick your ass up around your shoulder blades.
He was tall, good-looking, dressed well.
For a prostitute, they're normal. For a 14-year-old girl, they're ridiculous.
One minute he was helping me, and the next minute he was being a total creep.
You're just a little smartass, aren't you?
Man, is this gonna be like a rape or something? You're just a freaking retarded cop!
Fuck you.
I think he was the best cop that ever lived.
Garvey? Garvey?
We got to go to press in 20 minutes, so you got to write this fast.
Oh, shit. 2 bloody gloved thumbs out of infinity. Sounds like a real slow burn. I like culty stuff, though, but...
The cult is just cops. And they're like, we'll carve a pyramid and people.
Cops. We already know that cops are already a gang. So.
And why are they leaving a calling card for their secret extrajudicial killings? Just get away with it. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I guess they're framing a cult.
They're framing a cult
But
to throw people off their own track. The juice of 4 for, you know, playing a real diverse role here. Differently abled.
Football player that's paralyzed.
Differently abled.
Terrific.
Did you have a quip?
What was the title of this one again?
No place to hide?
Which it sounds like she spent the most of the movie in hiding quite successfully.
No, they find her like 4 times.
Oh, well, she keeps hiding, though, so...
She's good at escaping.
Yeah.
Because she's dressed like Blossom and no one can find her.
Because everyone was dressed like Blossom back then.
Just before he murdered his wife.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, you're such a comedian.
He was the star of a new TV show called Frogmen. Frogmen.
This is a scene from Frogmen, the world's most talked about movie.
Frogmen.
He was getting all his like SEAL training, including knife skills.
Oh.
And they were going to air the pilot as like a 2-parter, as like a TV movie.
Yeah.
And then he murdered his wife with a knife. And then they were like, uh-oh, we can't air this. I think the prosecution wanted to like show clips of it or something like that. And then there was like, I think the network was like, we would make so much fucking money if we aired this right now, but we're not gonna because we have some standards. So they did not air it.
The fully edited version of Frogmen now sits in a film vault under lock and key.
They didn't even sell it on VHS?
I know, like, this needs to come out. He's dead now. Let us see it.
Yeah.
Frogman.
His last work.
NBC, you can make a shitload of money with Frogman.
What if he was actually good in it? What if he'd actually found his rhythm, his acting chops?
It is the
perfect
rhythm
role.
of the knife.
Oh, well. Going in to your wife.
You have a knife. You're supposed to dance with the knife. Rhythm of the knife. Don't step, Pepper.
OJ was cast as John Bullfrog Burke. He was leading a band of former Navy SEALs.
Cut. Look, there's something I'd like to explain.
It's no problem for you to review it, having not seen it. That's how you review every movie. We just don't have much to go on.
I give it three thumbs up.
Up a butt or
Yeah,
regular?
3 thumbs up a butt. Really wish they'd made a second season.
Imagine if they played that movie at the trial. Just like it's movie day at the trial.
Oh, Judge Ito, can we have trial outside today?
Yeah.
Judge Lance Ito was happy with the jurors' field trip to the crime scene last week. It went off without a hitch, said Ito. Not one murder.
Simpson and Roxanne Beckford are a father and long-estranged daughter who reunite at the grave of Simpson's fictional ex-wife.
I knew him, Rip, the old pal of mine. Father-daughter. This is not our wedding? This is not the wedding scene?
Kiss my singing pepper mustache. Get your vitamins, Pepper. No.
Freya.
She heard kisses and she said, yes, I'll kiss that dirty stash.
There we go. There's police dogs jumping into our car. We're trying to get away. The cops got us.
Oh, she's going for third base.
third base.
She's trying to give me the J.O.
He won't be able to find first base in a first base factory.
All these OJs I have ranked. I'm throwing out the Naked Guns because like people have seen this. Like you're not interested. But for the OJ movies nobody's seen, in last place I have Why, because that was tedious crap.
I barely remember your description of that one.
That's the one that's just there in therapy.
Oh, right.
And it's like a TV movie.
Yes.
In ninth place, I have Capricorn One, because fuck that movie. It's like partially responsible for launching the moon landing was fake idea.
Oh, right.
Which is like such bullshit for morons. It's like if we made a movie about anti-vax shit, and then it's like making it more popular. It's like, what are you doing? This is awful. But also because it's so fucking much talking.
Blah, blah, blah.
Shut up, both of you.
Oh, my getaway driver. I mean, no one's chasing us. We're just on a casual drive.
Oh, did you just hit someone?
Keep going.
Hey, wait. Am I getting extra on my paycheck because it touched your nips today?
We'll multiply your paycheck by 2.
She did touch my nips today. Not naked nips.
Well, they were shirted.
Clothed.
Clothed nip? That's almost worse.
But I did paint semen on them?
Anyway, in 8th place, I have No Place to Hide. In 7th, I have Cassandra Crossing.
I remember this one with the train and the bridge.
Train one.
The virus.
Train bridge. In 6th, I have C.I.A. codename Alexa. In 5th, I have Towering Inferno, which it's like, oh, that's a real movie.
That's famous.
It doesn't belong on this list because it's a real movie. But it is a really boring real movie. It's 3 hours long. In 4th, I have The Klansman, which I, kind of enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's a lot of slow racism to get to the KKK members getting shot. In 3rd place, I have Hambone and Hillie.
That's the one I want to watch.
It's maybe the most insane. In 2nd place, drumroll, Firepower.
Whoa.
A lot of good explosions and car chasey things, and Sophia Loren switching sides twice in 40 seconds. But in the clear first place, Killer Force, a.k.a. the Diamond Mercenaries.
Yeah, that's the most action-y.
I've been getting the clips out. That's the best one.
Yeah.
So that was my number 1, was Killer Force. If you're going to watch any OJ Simpson movie, Killer Force, a.k.a. the Diamond Mercenaries. Well, let's make sure we get rid of all this evidence. It's not blood, surely.
I don't think I got anything on me.
All right, you think I'm good?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be good?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been good boy.
Pretty clean.
Nice little Land Rover.
You look like a 30-year-old